Good morning, everybody. Aaron Nagler here with your Packers Daily Chat on the Cheesehead TV social channels. It's Tuesday, and we're going early. That's right. I got to get into the office. Aaron is headed back to Manhattan on the somewhat regular, so be doing these hopefully at 9 a.m. both Tuesdays and Thursdays. We'll see how long that lasts, though. I don't know. Juggling a lot of things at the moment, but one thing I'm not juggling is chatting with you fine folks about the Green Bay Packers, because that's what we do each and every day, Monday through Friday, Packers Daily, coming to you live on the socials. Hello to everybody in the comments. Good to see everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Just a quick shout out to our friends over at the Aaron Jones Pro Camp. Got to remind you guys, don't forget, head to aaronjonescamp.com. That's aaronjonescamp.com for all the info on Aaron Jones Youth Football Camp in mid-July in the Green Bay area. If you're interested in signing up, you can use promo code CheeseheadTV to save 10%. That's aaronjonescamp.com for all the information. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you. Look at all these fine folks. Good morning, Brother Naz. Good morning, Brother Danny. I hope you're well. Sean, good morning. How are you? Rounder 78 starts us off with a rip on Schefter. Damn, no accumulation of info from Shefty today? Joke. Be nice to Adam. Come on now. Yeah, June 1st is the final day prior to what some would consider the window for the Packers to trade Aaron Rodgers opening up. The cap hit they would sustain would be much more agreeable starting June 2nd. But as Matt Schneidman indicated in a report over the weekend, the Packers have not moved off their plan to hold firm in their desire not to trade one, said Mr. Aaron Charles Rodgers. Not a surprise. The quarterback not showing up for OTAs wasn't going to change anything, even when he misses minicamp, which I expect he will. That's not going to change anything. Rubber won't meet the road until the end of July when camp opens up. And as we've discussed many, many times, I believe Aaron is a no-show early, but then shows up prior to the preseason game starting. That said, speaking of which, I do want to address this here since I don't think I spoke about it yesterday. Shout out to Ken on Twitter, who actually read the CBA, unlike myself, who read articles about the CBA rather than reading it myself. Because I used to do that when I covered the beat, but, I'm not a reporter anymore, so reading the CBA, diving into it wasn't really my purview, but I trusted Albert Breer and Rob Domofsky, and they were both wrong when it comes to Aaron Rodgers and his fines. He does get fined a pretty significant amount of money, but he does not get fined the $816,000 per preseason game due to a very weird clause in the collective bargaining agreement. He's still fined upwards of $3 million if he misses most of camp. But that game check fine, he is not subject to. So that is one thing that is a little bit different. However, I still don't think he's going to sit out the season. But we'll see. Rubber meets the road, like I said, end of July. Until then, we get to just talk about nothing for a month. Sean, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Pick your poison. John, Obi, Mikkel, or Brad Jones. Why you got to hate on Brad Jones? Give me some Brad Jones. Always Brad Jones. Brad Jones came on Packer transplant, so he's always got a soft spot in my heart. Oh, right. This is early. It is indeed. Minicamp visions of Yosh Nyman coming soon. That's what I'm talking about, Mick. I like it. David, thank you for your honesty. 6 a.m. and hungover. Let's get it. Hey, man, you work hard, play hard. That's my motto. Craig, thanks for the super chat. Who is the Bears or Vikings player that if they had played for the Packers, you would have adored them? Mine is Mongo. That's a good call, man. Antoine Winfield. And now his son is in Tampa terrorizing the Packers. But Antoine Winfield, back in the day, I absolutely loved his game. He always gave the Packers problems. Really, really good football player. Always hated that he played for the Vikings. For the Bears, that's Akeem Hicks. I love Akeem Hicks. I've made no secret about that on Twitter. He is one of my favorite players in the league. Packers or no, he's just an amazing player, and I hate that he plays for the Bears. And Green Bay can't refund Aaron Rodgers those fines. That is true, Thomas. That part was correct. There is no forgiveness. In the days past when veterans usually missed camp and were, accumulating a ton of fines, when they finally did report, the team was able to waive the fines. They cannot do that anymore. That part is correct. Whatever he gets fined, the Packers cannot forgive. Urlacher. Oh, man. Nah. Give me Singletary over Urlacher any day. Does Yosh like pancakes? We're going to find out, I think. I hope so. Mark, hey, Nags, thanks for making me an internet sensation. Hey, I was going back and watching some of the draft show to put together a reel to pitch to potential sponsors, etc. And I came across that, and I was literally here in my living room, like crying, laughing. It was so good. If you guys haven't checked out Mark absolutely roasting AJ Dillon on the draft show, it's on my Twitter feed. It's so good. John Randall. Oh, and good call. John Randall. He and his smack talk back in the day. That was good stuff. Very entertaining. The sledding hill is going to be tricked out with all the fine money. Nice. That works. I like it. Make sure I didn't miss any super chats. Don't want anybody get upset. Nice. Judgment June, everyone. Ralph, I don't know what that means, but it sounds scary. The sledding hill, I got that. Funchess, you excited? Always excited. New members of the green and gold. Very excited to see what he brings to the field. Excited to see if he makes it to camp. I mean, who knows? But yeah, no, a big body receiver, just the way they like him in Green Bay. We'll see what he's able to do in this offense. Had a year off, so hopefully some fresh legs. Yeah, man, definitely excited. Marcus, thanks for the super chat. Great music intro. Thank you for the great draft coverage. I was able to mute Kuiper, listen to you guys. Oh, Marcus, I'm sorry about that. But thank you very much for the donation and for the kind words. Very nice of you. Stanley, thank you for the super chat. Imagine Jenkins and Pickett with Clark on the line. Oh, beautiful. Man, I just went back and watched some 2009 games because I'm a total nerd. And that line, man, Jenkins, I watched the Tampa game, and then they had the players meeting, and then the Cowboys game where they won 17-7. Jenkins in that Cowboys game in Lambeau is unreal, man. He was such a good player. Any chance Goot does go? No, Danny. No. Gutekunst isn't going anywhere. Mick Tingelhoff. Wow. Have the wide receivers showed up yet? We'll find out, Robbie. Their first day back in the building is supposed to be today. The first time we get a public look at them, i.e. through the media, is tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day for access for the media. And I'm sure attendance taking will be high on the list of priorities for the ladies and gentlemen of the media who will be in attendance, and we'll find out. Unless some, intrepid reporter gets the scoop today that the wide receivers did or did not show up. We'll find out tomorrow. Who would you take between the Denver quarterback in a trade? I wouldn't take any of those Denver quarterbacks. Are you kidding me? It's impossible to overstate the importance of MacArthur Lane. Okay. Stokes at number 2 corner at the start of camp odds. Tyler, never tell me the odds, but if I had to guess, and this is all it is guesswork, is that they will start King opposite Jair at the start of camp. Now, maybe he just turns heads all throughout the offseason and they make that switch. But I can't imagine they signed King to the deal they did to have him ride the bench and play sub. Now, we'll see. We'll see. But I'm hopeful that he's out there sooner rather than later. I think we are stacked this year with Aaron Rodgers under center. Michael, I agree. And I think the Packers agree. And that's why there is no way in hell they're trading him. They have a Super Bowl contender on their hands with Rodgers pulling the trigger. They have a team that's probably struggling to make the playoffs without him. That's the difference a great quarterback can make. They're a really good team. They're really deep. But they need their man. They need their leader. They need the dude. Any punters in camp? Larry, yeah, there's 2 punters. There's the weapon and a holdover, I forget his name, who signed late in the year last year. But he'll be there. They'll have 2 punters, definitely. 2 punters and 2 long snappers. Get ready for the excitement. Any chance Murphy goes if we lose Aaron? No. Tim. The executive committee putting something in front of the board to oust Mark Murphy because a quarterback got petulant and didn't want to play in Green Bay anymore? Nah. No. if there was like embezzlement of funds that was going to enrich Mark Murphy and his family, then maybe, yeah, the executive committee would take action. But football decisions and personalities and relationships is really not the purview of the executive committee. Not what they're there to do. Does the weapon like does the punter like the weapon moniker? I don't know. I don't know if anyone's ever asked him. It's hard. I mean, like, we got all excited and started calling him the weapon, but then he started misfiring. So then we stopped calling him the weapon. So I don't think it's been used around him a whole lot at this point. Let's see. Oh, here we go. A nice juicy one. Pataneer 1. What's up, man? Thanks for the chat. Aaron, the Packers organization has been getting a bad rep over the past few months. Do you think any other of Aaron's teammates feel the organization has done them wrong that are currently on the roster? I mean, you'd have to ask them. I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard any rumblings. I know there's been scuttlebutt about Adams just because his contract is due and people are playing guesswork on the outside. But no, there hasn't been a thing that I've heard. That doesn't mean it's not happening, but could it be? Sure. But, they're not there to hold their hands, not there to, placate them. It ain't show friends, it's show business. And I understand players can get frustrated with decisions that are made when it comes to the roster, bringing guys back, deciding to pay one guy over another. That's human nature, and that's going to happen. But, time marches on. The personnel group's going to keep making decisions that they feel are in the best interest of the franchise. And some guys are going to get upset. Some guys are going to get happy. I mean, yeah, I don't think David Bakhtiari, Kenny Clark, Aaron Jones, etc. I don't think they're upset. I think they're pretty happy because the Packers showed them the money. Don't show them the money, yeah, you get disgruntled. That's life in the NFL, baby. Ain't no thing but a chicken wing on a string. Fred, what's up, man? Thanks for the super chat. Let's say some team makes a crazy offer and Rodgers is traded. Am I crazy to think Bortles is QB1 at least to start the season? I guess there's an outside chance, but, they drafted Love to be the heir apparent. If you want to move on from Aaron Rodgers and you do trade him, it's time to start the Love era. I mean, I understand you got to win football games, etc., but take your lumps now and have those growing pains. Much better now than, what are you doing with Blake Bortles? You're just treading water. Now, I don't know. That's entirely up to Matt if that were to be the call. Again, I don't think that's going to happen, but coaches need and want to win games because they want to keep their jobs. But if the organizational philosophy is Jordan Love is our next guy, get him on the field. Yeah, it's going to be hard to watch sometimes, but he's got to learn. And the best way to learn is by playing. So, if he was like some random fourth rounder or something, then yeah, Blake Bortles makes a lot of sense. But this was the dude. You traded up in the first round to acquire him, and he's caused such a fucking rift that your quarterback has decided to take his ball and go home or take his ball and go to Hawaii, if for whatever reason, yeah, they had to move on, they decided to move on, that's for love or money. Show me the money. Exactly. What do you make of the Jennings and Rodgers drama? Greg had a legitimate beef. Seems like criticizing A-Rod a death blow. Man, that's talk about ancient news. No, I think you're just never going to like everybody, and everyone's not always like you. And those two just happen to have a weird mix, so to speak. And I think Greg called it like he saw it. He clearly was the go-to guy for media outlets as soon as he retired because they knew he was still somewhat relevant in Green Bay. Now that time has passed, obviously. But yeah, he was an amazing receiver. Whatever interpersonal drama is going on between him and Aaron, which certainly appears there's something there, that's between them. And I know it's been hashed out in the media, and that's fine, but it doesn't mean anything to me. I mean, Aaron is a particular dude, and he will, rub a couple people the wrong way. And there's vice versa. Greg Jennings, he clearly had no qualms about making this shit public. And that probably rubbed a lot of people in Green Bay the wrong way. So, life's too short, man. Rodgers is 1-4 in NFC Championship games. Incorrect, Kurt, because wins and losses are not a quarterback stat. The Green Bay Packers, when led by Aaron Rodgers, are 1-4 in NFC Championship games. Please note for the record. Jordan Love is such a beautiful mystery. I think he will be fine. I like where your head's at. I'm down with it. I like it. I'm curious to see Love's personality. Do you think he'll have the same teasing humor when beating an opponent, i.e., drinking Purple Crush? Hasn't that been dispelled though? Like Aaron always drinks Purple Crush. Like that wasn't specific to the Vikings game. But what kind of personality will Jordan have? That will come out over time. Clearly, right now he has to just put his head down and do his work. No one wants to see the personality from the backup quarterback, but it'll emerge over time. It'll be fun to watch. I can't wait. Joshua Rogers is gone. Sir, I beg to differ with your police work there. Keep it up, though. Junior G-Man badge is in the mail. All you need is love. Correct, Brian. How does Stern make the jump this year? He's got to stay on the field. Just stay on the field. Best ability is availability. That's all you got to do. Tyler, thanks for the super chat. Osaka left the French Open because of a news conference dispute. Sitting the negativity that some reporters bring up, is that just part of the game for players, or do you think it's a real problem? Citing, I think he's what you gotcha. The negativity from some reporters. This is such a fucking can of worms. I think, yeah, there's absolutely an issue with certain reporters in any league, in any coverage of any sport, skewing negative, always trying to drum up or gin up controversy and or negativity because that sells. Now, that said, you are compensated handsomely as a professional athlete, no matter the sport, comparative to most walks of life. And the media coverage as a conduit to the fans is part of the reason, not the reason, obviously, but part of the reason why. Now, obviously, in this day and age with social media and the internet and what have you, the ability to reach out and talk to fans is a hell of a lot easier for a pro than it used to be. That said, there is something to that word, professional, being a professional. I completely support any athlete that actually has and is suffering from any kind of anxiety when it comes to that part of the job. For whatever reason, something comes up and it just causes anxiety. The idea of not even getting, hell, just going on a Zoom, let alone at a podium with microphones and lights and what have you. Totally support the decision from any professional athlete to say, you know what, this is a real issue for me. Where I kind of take issue with, or I do push back, is where you got a lot of front runners in any sport, really, but especially in the NFL, where they are very present and ready for you to push a microphone in their face when things are going well and when they're winning. But then they disappear when losses start piling up or they have a bad game, and then they're nowhere to be found. As a professional athlete, all I want is accountability, not even as a media member, just as a fan. Like, I want to hear from you both times. So, and I think, obviously those are two very different situations. And I understand that what was going on in France is very different in that regard. And as I put up on Twitter last night, I was very hard and very judgmental on Jimmy Graham when he was in Green Bay, when I was on the beat, because he always ducked his media responsibilities. And it really pissed me off. Again, for the reasons I was just stating, accountability. Brian signed him to a pretty lucrative contract, and he came to Green Bay and did fuck all. And at the time, I was like, this guy should at least be in the locker room or make himself available at some point to talk about his performance. And it was suggested to me at the time that, Jimmy, he may have some kind of anxiety around the media and talking about himself and being put in that situation, blah, 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 blah. And at the time, I was so dismissive of it and completely, well, I don't give a hell. That's, sign the contract. That's part of the deal, part of being a professional, blah, 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 blah. But I'll tell you what, man, the events of the past week, the weekend, they've had me kind of reevaluating it. No doubt about it. But, yes, to sum up a very long answer to your question, there's no doubt that there are media members that go that route, and it's unfortunate. But, at the end of the day, it doesn't take much if you aren't suffering from anxiety to either be dismissive or just to answer those questions. Those stories are going to be written regardless. So why not get your point of view into the mix? That's what I always tell guys. And I've had guys ask me about it, like, how should I handle this? When those kind of questions come up, it's clear the journalist or the media person has an agenda and is headed one way, regardless of whatever you say. So get your voice in the mix. That's my opinion on that. Dylan, thanks for the super chat. It's going to be so weird to hear Larrabee say, and love hits Rogers deep. There's your dagger. Well, probably won't be deep, Dylan. It'll probably be like some 5 yard out that Amari like yaks to the house. But yeah, I hear you. Roberto, thanks for the super chat. Rogers to Rogers connection part 2. Go Pack Go. Cheesehead TV. I love it, Roberto. Love where your head's at, buddy. Think of Ted with reporters. It always felt like the king's speech when he met with the media. Oh, yeah, he hated it. He hated it, no doubt. All right, everybody, I'm going to have to get going. Can't thank you enough for hanging out, talking Packers each and every day here on Cheesehead TV, Monday through Friday on the Cheesehead TV social channels. Please do me a monster favor. Hit like on this video. Subscribe to the channel. And again, most Tuesdays and Thursdays going forward, hopefully we'll be at 9 a.m. We'll be at 10 a.m. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Who knows? That may all fall apart tomorrow. But for the time being, that's the plan. Again, thank you so much. Hit like, hit subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. Cheesehead TV. We are devoted to Green Bay Packers fans worldwide. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a great day. Go Pack Go.